So we go in, and it was like kind of the third opportunity, and I could kind of see his back in the grass, and I could tell which side. I couldn't see him totally, but I could see his back line, and I could tell which was the front and which was, his arse end. So I drew back, and I let it go, and as soon as that arrow hit, he just snarled and came straight, what I thought was straight at me.
Yeah.
From probably 20, 25 yards.
Oh, jeez.
And he got to about maybe 7 yards.
Welcome to the Wilderness Wavelength Podcast.
Okay, we are live in a trophy house. This is crazy. I'm George.
It's amazing. I'm Scott.
Scott's here.
So good to be here.
Scott, you want to intro our guest?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Chris Genert here. I've known Chris for, probably almost 2 decades, because your kids and mine grew up here in town in the Hinton area. And Chris is an all-round outdoorsman, avid hunter, horseback rider. Yeah, he does it all. So and world traveler to hunt some of these animals. So we're going to get into some pretty exciting stuff. And folks, what's
Episode
special
100,
about today?
Yeah.
Episode 100 for
That's
Wilderness
exciting.
Wavelength. So for all you listeners out there, thanks for the follows and the emails and the texts. It's been a fun ride. And
This is wild, man. 100 episodes.
100 episodes,
Yeah. I'm excited to be here. So Chris, this room, I'm looking at a wall here. There's, you said your first Bighorn Sheep's on this wall somewhere?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah, that guy right there. He's kind of got a lighter cape, because over the years he was hanging by, a window, and he got some UV rays. So kind of lightened his cape up. But that's, he's pushing 30 years old, that mount. But
Where'd you get him?
was it Maxwell Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. In that Nordic country.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that hunt?
Well, a family friend of ours, a German fella, by the name of Wolfgang Hoffman, who's deceased now, but he took me into that country and showed me the area. We put on a grueling couple days hiking.
Yeah.
And at the end of the second day, it was probably that last half an hour before dark. And sitting up there, and I looked down, and just between the trees in the timber, this ram is standing there looking up at me. And Wolf was behind me probably, 50 yards or something, and he couldn't see him. So I just grabbed my rifle and up and boom, down he went.
Yeah.
We went back, we had a look at him, took some quick pictures, gutted him out. There was really no time to break them all down. And I don't think even at that time we had headlamps or anything. We made it back to the tents and Wolf, he was kind of a tough, hard-headed guy.
Yeah.
The next morning, he said, well, good luck getting your ram down there. Usually when you get around, the hunt's over, everybody's helping you get it out. But he went hunting by himself, and so I had to pack that ram out by myself, probably 12 kilometers.
Wow.
Slept down on this lake. We boated across the lake to do the hunt. Slept down on the lake that night, and then I went back up. And I actually tied the horns to a tree.
Yeah.
And I went back up to get the rest of my gear and spent the night up there. And then we both went back down the next day. But
Yeah.
I think, I was kind of, I was on cloud 9 because I had killed a ram. But I was, he was teaching me a lesson.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was great.
Was that so your first ram, but you were into hunting before?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I grew up in a hunting family, mostly deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you got some massive deer here too.
And you did some wrangling at a young age and even guiding. You want to tell us about those stories?
Yeah. Just after high school, my dad, he used to get this Western producer. It was a newspaper that would come, twice a month or once a week. And there was an ad in there asking for for young farm kids to apply to be wranglers, graduate up to guides for the Yukon, and I think the territories as well. So my dad put my name in it unknowingly to me, and I was working, south of the farm at a feedlot, and one day he said, "Hey, I got you a job for the, this upcoming summer and into the fall," and so away I went. Yeah.
Were you pretty stoked?
I was, I
nervous?
was having a lot of fun at the
Yeah.
time. I was, drinking beer and chasing girls, and I don't know if I wanted to go away for, 3 months, but I did, and I'm glad I did. I was hooked. I'd never hunted sheep before that.
Yeah.
It was just deer and moose around home, and just kind of to fill the freezer.
Yeah.
But
you grew up with horses already, or did you have to learn a lot of that?
no, I kind of had that. I had to learn to pack a little bit because we didn't pack at home in the farmland, But my mom and dad raised registered quarter horses, so we always had horses around, and had an arena at our place, so we were always kind of chasing cows around and doing a little roping and whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I met your parents here a few months ago. They're
That's right.
Nice folks, yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
Northeast Edmonton, the Lakeland country.
Okay.
South of a little town called Vilna.
Vilna, I know Vilna.
Okay.
Yes, there's Spedden and Vilna and
Yeah, that's
St.
right.
Paul.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
took my driver's license there like 100 years ago in St. Paul. As a
Okay.
kid, yeah.
I was actually born in St. Paul.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to fish Garner Lake back in the day when there were lots of pike and walleye. And,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, that's great.
For sure.
What brought you out to Hinton area?
Work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the prime hunting. Like where's all these deer coming from? This St. Paul area?
Well, the mule deer are about half of them are from southern Alberta.
Okay.
And then the rest are from the Peace Country, the
Yeah.
other half.
Yeah, and maybe for our listeners' sake, because we're gawking at these gigantic walls, how do I describe this? We got sheep from around the world. We got mule deer, whitetail. We got some bizarre antelopes and things that I don't even know what they are. We got caribou, grizz, muskox, wolf, lynx, zebra. Help me out here, Chris. What am I missing? There's just unbelievable amounts, and it's quite astounding.
Do you got a go-to taxidermist, or is it like?
Yeah, I got one guy, and he's from St. Paul, actually.
Oh, yeah?
That has done probably 90% of this.
Oh wow, yeah, it's amazing work. I mean, like these are like full
okay.
Bighorn Sheep too. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy and good turnover rate, good rates, and
Yeah. So because I'm primarily a deer hunter, I gotta start with the deer here. I mean, some stunning deer. Shot at Maxwell Lake, of course.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
But were any of these from the earlier years, or is a lot of this sort of newer hunts?
No. A lot of it is from probably, before I was 30, I
Yeah.
would say. A couple of them before I was even 20, in my teens, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And you can tell us if they're Alberta bucks. That's wide enough. Nobody knows your secret spot. Are they Alberta or province?
Some are from Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I started hunting Saskatchewan. I had some family over there, kind of in that Meadow Lake country. Mm-hmm. And I used to go over there. The first time I went over there was when I was 16. And I can remember going, I had tagged out in Alberta. And so my uncle, he said, well, come on over. So I had a 2-wheel drive Chevy half ton. My dad put a round bale in the back so I'd have traction because there was 2 feet of snow. And off I went. And at that time, you could shoot 2 bucks in Saskatchewan. You got 2 tags.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. And there's big deer in that country. It was right, on that fringe, that big forest fringe. And
Yeah.
I see like the arrows with them too. Like, do you have a preference between like archery and bows or rifle?
I really like bow hunting, especially mule deer.
Yeah.
Whitetail, that's definitely a little tougher.
They just more skittish then? Is that what?
Yeah, they're just not as visible.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
mule deer more in open country, and
Oh yeah.
oftentimes they're bedded where you can see them throughout the day, so you can kind of make a stalk. But the whitetails, you know, it's kind of that first half an hour in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
And then I hate to kind of use up I mean, when you see the bigger whitetails in the rut, which is November.
Yeah.
So I hate to arrow just a nice whitetail.
Yeah.
Early in the season, because you never know what you're going to see in November.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Did you rattle any of these guys in? Do you do rattling much, or is that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, and it's exciting. I love it. I don't think any of these deer were killed rattling. No.
How do you choose which ones you're mounting? Like, is it just like, oh, this has a nice rack, let's do this one, or?
Yeah, well, partially. You know, it all depends on the hunt.
Yeah.
You know, I actually there's a deer mount in the bathroom, and it's not a big deer, but it's a 4-point.
All right, let's take a
And
look. This one here?
my
No.
wife Barb, yeah, no, go right in.
Right in the bathroom, George.
My wife
George is in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Barb was
Yeah, that's a nice
sitting-
looking one.
she was sitting in the field
All times.
for this deer that I had seen
Yeah.
the year before, and I was hoping he was there again. She was sitting in the field, and I went down this little cut line, and I was sitting in a meadow in the bush, and I could hear my daughter crying in the truck.
Yeah.
Like, and Barb was sitting with her on the edge of the field. And right before dark, that buck walked out in front of me, and I took him.
Yeah.
And I, had to go to work the next day. And, we call that Paige's buck because of that.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, and I used to hunt Saskatchewan and, got my biggest bucks there for sure. And when I came here, it was hard to put something on the wall that has big antlers. But you've got one or two of these is actually more of a Northern Rockies, like more of a local buck, right?
One in particular, yeah.
Proving that they are out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They're here. I've seen a couple good ones here. Yeah, yeah. But
So-
typically, I don't hunt deer here.
Any of these make Boone and Crockett on the deer?
I do not have a deer that would net in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely some good gross scores, but
Yeah.
nothing that would net. No.
Yeah, it's that damn net always gets you, right?
Oh,
when you
it's-
balance
that's-
it out.
It's a magical nets are for fish, right? Yeah, it's a magical number.
Yeah, exactly.
And where's all the sheep from? Like, are you in the Wilmore most of the time, or?
Like all across Western
Yeah.
Alberta. Yeah.
Man, there's some big ones there too, eh?
Yeah, because we were talking with Paul Chambers when he was on the podcast a few weeks ago about the big sheep that are here. Some of the big ones around the Catamount area are
Yeah.
known to be some of the biggest in the world, I think is what he was saying there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Of that species, yeah.
they sure were.
Yeah.
I think there's some issues there, but that's another story. But
Yeah.
there's definitely some good ones there.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to help a buddy that had the November draw this past fall. And so middle of November, I'd never really spent that much time down there that time of the year.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool just to watch the rut starting and all that activity. It was pretty neat. We saw some great rounds, but they know to hold back and
Yeah.
stay where you can't get after them. But yeah.
I've seen dominant rams, clashing horns and that, and I don't know nearly as much about bighorns as I do deer, but it seemed to me that the biggest dominant rams had, and I noticed some of yours have this darker coat. Is that just a phase, or is it a thing that you'll see with some of the dominant rams?
Well, maturity for sure. I think, I like to hunt as late as I can in the season too, either the first week or the last week. And the last week has been good to me. So the later in the season, they get a heavier coat and they seem to darken up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this big dark guy here, I wouldn't want to mess with. You see that guy on the top of the mountain, you're like, all right, sorry man, I'll get out of here. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. And you got your mountain goat
Yeah, where's that from?
way up there.
That is from, down by northeast of Cranbrook, Fort Steele, that
Okay.
country.
Yeah.
Were you super high country for that one, or?
There's logging roads. We went up logging roads and then stayed at a cabin and then quadded from there.
Yeah.
And the climb from where you park the machine was good, but no, we were back in the cabin at the end of the night. It wasn't terrible.
So on that note, you're scrambling in some pretty high country. Have you gotten cliffed out on any of these? Where you're like, oh shit, if I fall, I die, sort of thing?
Yeah, there's some scary stuff. Dull sheep hunting, we were in some pretty steep stuff, cliffy stuff. As far as North America goes, I think you maybe heard the story about Quinn's last Bighorn that we went on. It was getting fairly dark and we were trying to get down, and there's no way we could get down it in the dark, so we had to spend the night up high. But yeah, that's the way it goes. That's part of the adventure.
That's
right?
part of the story, right?
Yeah.
And have you had any bad run-ins shooting something and a grizz came in on you? That crosses my mind. We're in grizz country here. I pack stuff out in the night. You got this bloody carcass over your shoulder or dragging it out, and it's dark, and
Yeah.
I've gotten lucky so far, but I know some guys have gone to the truck to get a sled and come back, and there's a grizz over it.
Yeah. No, knock on wood, I haven't had that scenario. You hear about that a lot in BC.
Right.
It's like the dinner bell scenario when they hear the rifle shot, but I haven't found that here yet.
But you got charged by grizz hunting moose, is that right?
I did, yeah, in the territories, yeah.
So what was that story?
Yeah. We went up, we got flown into an area, and we set up our tent up high. We kind of went around just kind of the shoulder of the mountain, I guess, and we were glassing down low, glassing the valley. And we could see a grizz feeding down below us, and it was coming up out of the willows and kind of working its way towards us. And we stood up, kind of yelled, waved our arms, and it looked, it wasn't really scared, but then, after a bit, it kind of went back down into the willows and disappeared again. So we decided to move a little bit just to get a different vantage point to do some glassing. We couldn't hunt that day because we had just flown in, so, but we had the rifle, thank God, just because, of bears, whatever. Mm-hmm. Went around the shoulder of the mountain and glassing some more, and next thing you know, this bear comes out of the willows again. And it starts feeding up, acting like it was feeding, but it was traveling like super fast. Huh. Like at a steady, fast walk. And it was coming up the mountain, and it got up parallel to us, like elevation-wise, and then it started to go above, and it started to curl in to directly above us at like 40 yards.
Wow.
So, at about that time, I'm like, this is bad. We're yelling at it. We're like, hey, go on. And so at that time, I put one in, and right at that time, that bear pinned its ears back, and it came straight down at us. And I just no time from the hip shot, and I don't know, hit the rocks in front of it.
Yeah.
But it went by me at probably within 5 yards, and it just kept going past. Like it didn't charge and veer off; it just kind of ran right past.
Yeah.
Your heart's just
oh man.
And we never saw it after that. We went back to the tent, and then we realized that it was territorial because there was mounds of bear crap all over there, full of berries, and we didn't realize that we were right in its main feeding ground. Probably. Yeah.
Right.
Scary.
And you've got the big grizz up there. Is that one you've hunted then?
Yeah, that is actually a brown bear.
Okay.
A coastal bear from Alaska.
Coastal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From where?
Alaska, the Alaska Peninsula.
Oh, cool.
That's different than a Kodiak, or are they the same?
They're kind of the same. They say a Kodiak from Kodiak Island is a bit different strain. They definitely get bigger there, and I don't know why or what that is, but they're,
Salmon fishing. Yeah, this boy's big enough. What was the weight on that one? Do you remember?
For sure. I don't know. We don't really weigh them there. That's got to be a 600 650 pound bear, I would think.
Yeah.
6 anyway.
It looks like it.
You know, it's an 8.5 foot bear.
Yeah.
But you know, they get over 10 feet in this area.
Yeah.
You know.
So what
it's
was the
just-
story with that hunt?
Yeah, we flew in. We set up the tent just on a salmon stream. It was fall. It was probably later in October. Probably about 2 miles off the coast, and you know you could see the water and whatnot from where we were glassing from. But lots of bears around. You know, we'd see probably 12 to 15 bears every day, but lots of sows and cubs every day. We were seeing one boar that was probably pushing 10 feet, and we made a run for him a couple times. But you stay high, and then you glass down on them streams. But as soon as you see a target bear, you know, you drop down, and then you got alders that are 8 feet high, and you got to cross these big flats to get there. And you just kind of hope he's there when you
Yeah.
get there. Like you lose him, you know, as soon as you go down. And as soon as you get down there, you spread your scent around, and that's not good, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, when they catch your scent, like through the night, if they're doing their thing or whatever, the smart old boars, they just kind of disappear. And that's what happened. We'd seen that boar probably 3 days. We made 2 goes for him, and then we never saw him after that. I think he was onto us.
He knew he
Yeah.
was being hunted.
Yeah, for sure.
How'd you get him then?
Well, this is actually a sow, a dry sow that we had seen her, but never really gone into that area. It was terrible weather. I think it was day 8 of a 10-day hunt, and my guide's like, you know, well, what do you think? And I was like, well, I said, you know, she's dry sow, she's big,
Yeah.
mature bear, so you know, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So we went in and did some shooting, and
That's huge for a sow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
a big sow.
yeah.
Man, how do you pick, like, I feel like all your Novembers are just jam-packed. Like October, November, like how do you decide what you're going for?
November's deer.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, whitetails for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you start with the elk rut in September and then move your way through them all.
You
Moose
know-
in October, or what are you doing?
Honestly, it's been sheep.
Yeah.
September, October, like end of August, September, October, is been sheep unless I get a draw for a mule deer or antelope or something. Then I'll take the time. But you know, I figure I should hunt sheep while I can, while my body's in good
Yeah.
enough shape to do it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I can hunt moose and elk when I'm older.
Yeah.
I'm getting there though, by the way.
Well, maybe compare, because you've done sheep sort of worldwide. Like you've done, was it Morco Polo?
Yeah, that guy right there.
Yeah. So some of these are from another part of the planet. What's that like?
Yeah.
What's the terrain like? What's the community life, the culture, the hunting compared to what it'd be in the Rockies?
You know, it's not all that different. They don't have the timber like we have here. Like hunting bighorns in Alberta, you know, your heavy timber up to rock. Wilmore's nice because you got a lot of grassy rolling ridges and whatnot. But so the Morco Polo is super high elevation. So you fly, you know, 20 some hours to get there. And then you drive for 20 some hours to get to a base camp, and then kind of acclimate, and then just start going out. Now we were hunting there like out of like 4x4s up the valley, because there's not even willows, like nothing growing up there except, you know, whatever lichen and moss grows, grasses, hard grass, I guess.
What country is that?
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like hunting antelope, but in mountains. You know, you glass, you judge, and then try and figure out what your stock's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And customs, I always worry about stuff like that. Were you able to take your personal firearm, get through customs cleanly? You know, police corruption, you hear about all this stuff, like, or was it pretty smooth sailing for you guys?
Not always. I did bring my rifle on, like, I would say the majority of my overseas hunts. Sometimes, obviously you got to get the export, import permits. You got to bring a certain amount of bullets. You got to, tell them what bullets they are, what powder's in them, primers, if they're reloads. But they like to see factory loads. They'll give you a maximum of what you can bring. And then when you leave, because a lot of these countries, the citizens can't possess firearms. So they got to make sure you're leaving with it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to count your bullets when you leave as well.
And you got to explain if you missed a few shots.
Yeah.
4 shots to get
I don't know. They have a pretty hard time proving that you've sold some bullets. But just in case, right? You could, if you were missing a box, they might question it.
Yeah.
So were the customs officers pretty decent to work with, or are they putting you through the ringer?
Well, I didn't deal with them because, you're picked up at the airport by your host, and anytime, like driving a lot, like in Tajikistan, when we left, you pull down and you drive along the Afghanistan border for quite a ways, and there's military and there's checkpoints, and they want to see your passport and probably your contract, your hunt contract. But I didn't deal with any of that. It was more our host that dealt with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But sometimes, you could the tones would get raised in their conversation, and you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But it worked out all right.
They want your binoculars and your camera gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably the one thing that kind of irked me a little bit was so that critter right there in the middle, that's a Dagestan tur, and they're from Azerbaijan. So we flew into Baku, and then coming out, they wanted, there was some issue with my rifle to fly out. And they couldn't tell us what, right? I mean, I don't speak the language, but the guy that's taking care of it, And they couldn't really answer what, but they just wanted cash.
Yeah.
They wanted cash. So it cost, $250, then everything's fine.
Right.
It can be crooked over there, but.
And those are Ibex, the ones with the tall horns, or what do we have there?
This is a Bighorn Ibex from Turkey.
Okay.
And then that back one is a mid-Asian Ibex, and it's from Tajikistan. That was the same hunt as the Morco.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Ibex from growing up near Switzerland. We'd see them way up there.
Yeah, so are you going for like multiple animals then? Like on a hunt? Like you're over there, it's like I try to get a couple?
If I can, if it's reasonable.
Yeah. What's the wait list for something like that? Can you just like say I want to go out next year?
You could go next year.
Really?
In fact, you could get on a cancellation list, and you could probably go this winter yet.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Episode 100. This is like a cool spot to do episode 100 too, because it like.
Yeah, we were thinking of what's a special place and theme. So this is great. You've got the Wolverine there too.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys Airbnb this place too is amazing. Like people can just come and stay here. Yeah. Did you build this specifically for like?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's what, like 20-foot ceiling or higher?
Oh, more. To the peak is the walls are I think 18.
Yeah. Man, and you're like so many different animals from different countries. I'm just curious, like, how do you even pick which one you're going for next? So do you have a list on the go?
I don't. A lot of people do. Like there's clubs like Safari Club International and they've got these checklists. But I don't. I just like to hunt what I think is like a beautiful animal, or like I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Or I think it's going to be a real good hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to get into some of this African stuff too. So how long have you been going to Africa?
I think Barb and I went in 2006.
Okay.
The first time. Yeah.
That's 20 years ago already.
Yeah. Holy.
Yeah.
Because like, are these things from Africa? Like what's this?
This was all our, this was our 2006 trip.
What are these?
That's a kudu.
Kudu.
That's a Gems buck. This is a red-hearted beast. Everyone asks what that is because he's such a freaky.
That's
looking.
wild, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
That's a Blez buck, Impala, water buck, and then the zebra.
So did you go specifically looking for one of these, or you're out there and you maybe have 3 different tags and the guide's like, hey, I just saw something, or how does that play out?
Well, I specifically went, I wanted a kudu and a Gems buck because they're these two, because
They're pretty
I
classic,
think they're awesome, yeah.
Huge.
And, you know, everything else was just kind of an extra. You know, they're animals of opportunity. While you're hunting one thing, you shouldn't. And I learned that. I screwed up a couple times of passing stuff up because I was focusing on one animal.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have, but yeah. It's a cool place. Africa is a hunter's Disneyland, honestly.
Yeah.
It is. It's, you know, some people kind of frown on it, but it is so much fun. And, you know, when you're there, we went to Kruger Park for 3 days and we toured around and just looked at stuff and took pictures and saw, you know, a lot of the big 5 or the big 6, and it's a cool place.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we wanted to chat with you about this whole notion of trophy hunting. You know, some people are more familiar with subsistence hunting and then trophy hunting. When people are critics of trophy hunting, how do you respond to that?
You know, I haven't had too much conflict with people that way, but I read stuff for sure. My thought on it is, if you're a trophy hunter, you're looking for the oldest, not necessarily the biggest, but the oldest. And a trophy, first of all, is in the eye of the beholder.
Sure.
So, you know, a mature animal, it's probably lived its cycle. You know, it's bred, it's spread its genes. It could be dying in the next year or two anyway. So why not take that animal? You know? Yeah, I mean, that's my thought. So I always try and trophy hunt. I guess it's different when you travel across the world to hunt something, but like just talking hunting locally, why not try and shoot the most mature animal?
Yeah.
You know?
And I think a lot of people have this feeling that this thing goes to waste, that the hunter just comes back with horns or antlers, and yet so often these communities seem to eat the meat if you can't take it back yourself, or you do take it back yourself. And
oh yeah, 100%.
Maybe talk us through some of that as well.
100%. Yeah, I mean, all the meat goes to the local villages and whatnot, for sure. For sure. And the money that just goes into the economy in some of these countries, because you don't realize it until you go, you know, Africa's one place, but like anywhere in these mountainous Asian countries hunting sheep, you just, it's back there. And, you know, some of the tips that you give your guys, it's really, it's moderate to you. It's really nothing when these guys work for a week or two, work their butts off for you.
Yeah.
And your tip, you don't think is that much, but it's probably months and months' wages.
Yeah.
You
Have
know?
you had pretty good experience finding guides? Like reliable guides, like you show up there and like, this guy is good, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have any complaints. Sometimes the communication barrier is tough.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't have a translator, but usually you don't.
Yeah.
You can get through, because hunters kind of, the worst actually was in Tajikistan. We had a translator, but he wasn't a hunter. And it would have been better if he wasn't there, because hunters kind of can speak the same language when you're talking about, you know, a stock or a follow-up on an animal or what we're gonna do. But for somebody that was trying to be in between us, it muddied the waters. It wasn't good, but
Yeah.
but we made it. But
Yeah. Well, and back to this whole hunting ethic, what I told people, because we fed our whole family on game meat. That's what we eat. Even tonight, we have venison spaghetti. Ask me every night of the week, and it's probably fish from the lakes or an elk, moose, deer, bear. That's how we raised our kids. But for me, it's always been a question of wildlife management and conservation. So they're like, well, how can you shoot a moose or an elk? I'm like, if the population is healthy, no animal dies of old age. Like, none of these in this room are going to die they're going to curl up and die this sweet death, right?
Something was going
to eat them.
Yeah.
And so, it's really a management population game in my mind. Like, if there's a healthy population, as you say, if you take out a mature male that's passed on his genes, that's the circle of life, folks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What's the longest hunt you've been on for like one of these? Like when you're going overseas, weeks?
Yeah. Typically, they're a 2-week turnaround with travel.
Okay. Yeah. And you shoot something first day, is it like hunt over, or are you hanging out there for the rest of the time?
Well, that doesn't happen very often, but that's when you say, hey, like, what else can we have?
Yeah, what else is on the list? Yeah.
That Bighorn Ibex, I think it was like maybe day 2 or something, but I had planned a 10-day hunt.
Yeah.
So we went hog hunting.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It
Yeah.
was great.
I was going to ask you about hogs, because did I miss them here? I
There's
see
some
you've got
tusks on the wall there.
Okay.
Those are from Turkey.
Wow. So what was that like? Because those are tanks.
Oh, it was super cool. So we hunted at night with thermal.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I mean, they're obviously just a pest there. They want to get rid of them, but we mostly hunted in orchards or, the mountains kind of behind the orchards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up in wild boar country, and we were terrified of those things. They could take you out. Yeah, we were going to talk about firearms for sure, but before we do that, because I know you make your own sausages, you eat your meat as well, what is sort of a surprising tasting animal from what we're looking at here? I mean, we're seeing muskox and all these antelope species. Like, which ones would you say rank surprisingly good, or did anything surprise you that it was bad, or was it in the rut? All these factors, right?
Well, nothing really surprising. I got a pretty numb palate, so I can stomach a lot. But sheep are good, always. As far as I've experienced. To me, the whitetails are probably the that's sausage for me. That's sausage meat.
Yeah.
But the sheep are good. As far as some exotic stuff, it's all good. It's very comparable to North American stuff. Yeah.
That's what I've heard, that people have eaten the African animals, say they're really tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the big mature males.
Yeah.
Well, you say every heart tastes the same.
Every heart tastes the same.
And every prairie oyster tastes the same? Is that the other thing too?
Yeah, you got a prairie oyster story for
Yeah.
us, an interesting one.
A buddy of mine brought his girlfriend up,
Yeah.
and we went out bear hunting. There's a few of us, my son and myself and them, and she took a really, really nice, like probably a 7-foot boar black bear.
Wow.
So we get to it, and we're taking pictures and kind of having a laugh and starting to skin it, and I think the bottle of some kind of schnapps was getting passed around and got pulled out of a backpack or something. And by the end of it, she wanted, probably 3/4 of the meat, the back straps and the hinds at least, right?
Yeah.
Which is, we didn't have to take the meat, but we did. Mm-hmm. And so he took that, and I figured, well, heck, since we're down here, I took his wheel weights out, and we get back to the trailer that night and cleaned them up and breaded them, and they were fantastic.
Really? Yeah.
And I grew up eating like beef prairie oysters.
Yeah.
And our neighbors had a lamb or a sheep farm, so
Yeah.
lots of lamb, and they tasted the same. They all taste the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a buck a few years ago, and to me they were like chicken nuggets.
Really, eh?
Almost
Yeah.
same consistency once you bred them, and yeah.
One thing I'm not a fan of, though, and this was a tradition. We used to hunt antelope a lot because you used to be able to get the draw quite often back in the day when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
And my dad would always take the liver and fry it up with onions at night in the trailer. It was always terrible.
Yeah.
So for tradition, when we get our draw and the kids are down there, my kids, and I'm like, no, we gotta fry up the liver,
Yeah,
and we
have that
do.
liver.
And man, we each have about one bite, and we're like, oh, that's enough. Oh, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I do find the livers are pretty gamey tasting at times. The heavy blood content. I'll eat all the hearts. I've eaten hearts from every critter, but the livers can be pretty strong. I don't mind like calf liver or pork liver, but
Pork liver, yeah.
some of the wild game, just that really rich meat.
Yeah,
Meaty
it's
taste.
something. It's strong.
Yeah.
What do you eat tongue?
I really haven't spent much time eating tongue. It's one of those things. Afterwards, I've lain in bed after kind of dumping a carcass and been like, I should have taken the tongue, But
Right.
You're dealing with. We do all our own meat processing ourselves, and it's just one more thing to add to the work.
Yeah.
You recommend it?
The tongue? No.
You could grind it up with your burgers or something.
People
probably
really
could.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to peel it, and
I
there's
think
a bit of
it's-
work to be done there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One thing, in a lot of the Asian countries, when you shoot something there and they take everything.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
everything. All the internal organs,
Yeah.
testicles, tongue, like everything.
Oh yeah. I went hunting with a buddy of mine a few years ago, and he's from Africa, Zimbabwe, and we shot a whitetail, and like he took like all the guts and everything. It was like take it home to his mom in Edmonton. Like she's gonna cook it all up, and like,
Really?
just loved it. I was like, it's all yours, man. Like,
Yeah, they'll clean out stomachs and
Oh, yeah.
use that. And
Oh, she was so excited about it too. She's like, oh, this is just like back home.
man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to us about archery, and we want to talk about firearms as well. So you've taken a lot of these with bow. Any of the exotics as well with bow?
Some, yeah.
Okay, that's challenging. You're getting them super close. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
And
It's hard sometimes because you don't want to go on a hunt like that and be unsuccessful
yeah.
because you didn't have opportunity or you screwed it up bow hunting. It's you miss a deer at home, it's no big deal, but when you go to that length,
Yeah.
which means I'm not a true bow hunter. I do know some guys in Alberta that travel abroad and they are strictly bow hunters, and I gotta hand it to them.
Are you changing your broadheads for some of these African animals compared to what you'd be using here?
Absolutely. For the lighter animals, the antelope, whatever, no, our stuff works just fine. But last spring I did go over and I planned to hunt Cape Buffalo, which I did, but I didn't wind up using my bow. But I did shoot a giraffe and a lion with the bow.
With the bow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I didn't know you did the lion with the bow. And you had a bit of a close call there, eh?
I did, yeah.
Tell us the
The
story.
lion with the bow. That sounds.
Well, we got in. We tracked them the day before and lost it in the rain. We had torrential downpours there. But then, so we called it a day on that. The next morning we went out, hunting something else. And we got a call about noon that, hey, the guys picked up that track again on that lion, so let's go. So it was probably about, I don't know, maybe 30 miles away. So we jumped in the truck and head over there. We get on this track of this lion and we're following it, and we jumped him probably 3 times, and then I think finally he'd go like 500-600 yards. And they're kind of, I guess they're just kind of lazy and king of the jungle, and they figure, what am I running for finally? And he kind of laid up there, and we got in, and the guys did tell me that there's a high percentage chance that he'll charge because he knows we're there, and he's kind of bait up waiting for us. So do you really want to shoot him with the bow? And I said, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if he's coming at him, we're going to have to shoot him with rifles. So I was like, yeah, I get it. And so we go in, and it was like kind of the third opportunity, and I could kind of see his back in the grass, and I could tell which side. I couldn't see him totally, but I could see his back line, and I could tell which was the front and which was, his arse end. So I drew back, and I let it go, and as soon as that arrow hit, he just snarled and came straight, what I thought was straight at me.
Yeah.
From probably 20, 25 yards.
Oh, jeez.
And he got to about maybe 7 yards, and boom, and there was like 3 big bore rifles went off at the same time, and he just dropped. But
Wow.
it was pretty exciting. Not the way I wanted it to end, but it was better than the alternative for sure.
I mean, is liability a thing out there where you're signing waiver forms for this? Like if...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we always do would you rathers. I have a kind of a linked would you rather to that. I didn't know you took the lion with the bow. Would you rather have to defend yourself on a charging Cape buffalo using a high-powered rifle, or on a charging leopard attack using a compound bow at 50 yards? I mean, both are not a great scenario.
Oh, I definitely take the buffalo over the leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Exactly.
What do they say? Every second with a leopard is 1,000 stitches or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. How about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking buffalo also. Yeah.
You're taking
Leopard
high-powered
just,
rifle?
man, yeah. Oh, what are you going with? You going leopard?
No, when I do shoot, and I have taken deer, and I do a bit of bow hunting, not nearly what Chris does, but I like to take my time, not on a charging animal. It'd be hard to place a good shot. But I mean, the Cape buffalo, what do they call it? The Black Death.
Black Death, yeah.
It'll,
Yeah.
even if you shoot it in the vitals, it can take you out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is that
Yeah.
lion showing up here? You getting it mounted?
It will be. It should be here in a couple months. Not mounted, but that'll probably take another year. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And so speaking of rifles, what are your favorite calibers for some of the critters we've seen here? And feel free to go into great depths. We've talked calibers a lot on the show, and
Yeah.
a lot of our listeners are into that. So
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm a 7 rem mag guy for mountain animals. Just the rifle that I have, it's a Kimber 8400, and it's got kind of a pencil barrel on it, and I put a lighter stock on it, synthetic stock, and it's a great mountain gun. And shooting, 168 grain bullets. It carries good. Windage. It can, a little bit heavier bullet. It holds good.
And what kind of optics are you using then for?
I use Leopold.
Like super long range, like what power on you got?
Oh, I run a VX6 HD, so it's 3 to 18
Okay.
by 44. Yeah, it's enough magnification. I mean, I grew up just shooting a straight 4-power scope, so anything over, and then I go into a 3 to 9, and so 18 is.
That's right.
Oh man, I feel spoiled, but yeah, it's nice to have that.
Because with those mountain animals, you have to be prepared to take some longer range shots, eh?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like
for
you're
sure.
reaching out 500 yards.
Yeah, I feel fairly confident, like without a bunch of crosswind and whatnot at 600.
Wow.
I have shot beyond that, but I didn't like to. I just felt like it was kind of my only.
Yeah.
It's my only shot I was going to get, so let's do it.
Yeah, that's far. The furthest I've done is 400, and that felt far.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're shooting that far, then you're like thinking about recovery too. Like some of these sheep, I'm sure, like you're shooting across, you know, a valley.
Yeah.
Any crazy recovery stories, like trying to get these out?
Nothing terrible. You know, but besides just grinding, climbing up and down and up again,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing.
You're committed to it.
But like no rappelling or anything.
Are they hard to find when they tumble?
I haven't had one.
Yeah.
You know, I could see it
Because
for
they
sure.
camouflage so well if they fall behind a rock.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And so with that caliber, is that what you used for some of this big game in Africa, or did you take something different then?
No, so Africa, I never took my own rifle.
Okay.
All this stuff was just a 300 Win Mag
That they supplied?
that they had.
Is that
I
what
actually took my bow
Yeah.
and on this my first trip, and you know, I sat at a water hole for a day and I hardly saw anything because it was a rainy season and there was water everywhere.
Oh,
So I was like, well, let's change it up here. So then I shot the rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
300 Win Mag that they provided.
They provided, yeah.
Big optics on there, or was it?
I don't even remember. No, not really. I found there was never really any far shots there. It was kind of brushy country, bushveld. So, you know, like everything was probably within 250 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grizz and muskox, big animal. What were you using for that? Also the same?
Grizz, I used a 375 H&H
Okay.
with, I think, 260 grain nozzler partitions.
Wow. That'll do.
Yeah, and I put four in them, or her, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the muskox?
Muskox I shot with my bow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is muskox Africa too? Is that in
No,
Africa?
that's
No.
Where's muskox
Northern
from?
Canada, Arctic.
Nunavut.
Nunavut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
quite the creature.
They actually say they're more related to a sheep than they are.
I've heard that, yeah.
like they're just an overgrown sheep. But I guess bovine is same family, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That was a cool hunt, for sure. For sure. This yeah, this bull I actually first time I was super excited when we got up to him. And you know, they all kind of do their stance and he separated and I just grabbed an arrow out of my quiver and I shot and the arrow bounced right off him. And I was like, what the heck are these things made of? You know, and then I realized I had, my quiver holds 8 arrows. And I had 2 arrows in there with blunts on them for shooting ptarmigan.
Oh no.
And I shot him with the ptarmigan, blunted. But anyways, we caught up to him again. And
Oh yeah, he must have taken off.
yeah.
Because
yeah,
it would have
for
still
sure.
stung.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can be dangerous too. I've heard of people getting attacked by
Yeah,
muskox.
guys get charged, yeah.
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 Yeah, that's
Well,
quite the creature.
You got a crazy story hunting cougars with hounds and some wolves showed up. Is that right?
Yeah. A buddy of mine just lived across the highway here. Is a houndsman, and you know, we used to chase cats around, look for tracks, and usually start on Wednesday of the week, and then hopefully if we cut a track in the evening, we'd follow up with it, you know, Saturday morning. And we were just north here up the highway a bit, and he went down one road with, I forget, he had somebody with him, another buddy, and then another friend of ours and myself went a little bit further north, and we were looking for tracks. And he kind of texted, he said, hey, I cut some tracks and I let the dogs go. They were pretty fresh, and it was a super windy day and blowy, so these tracks, for him to see them, they were fresh. And so he's sitting in the truck and he's looking at his GPS, and the dogs they have collars. I think he dumped 3 dogs. They got the GPS collars on them, and he's watching, and they'd only gone about 500-600 yards from the road, and they were showing treed. He's like, oh, right on. So he texted us to come back, let's go in on this cat. But anyway, he started going in, and he was walking the track, and he got like right close. He's like, I can't hear the dogs barking. And then all of a sudden, this big black wolf walked out in front of him at like 20 yards. And so he shot it, and then a couple more ran across the trail in front of him, and they took off. It was in heavy timber, so we couldn't get another shot. But he went in there, and they had like ripped his dogs apart.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they got him.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I ripped them apart, and that was a pretty, because they weren't just working dogs, they were kind of family dogs.
Oh,
for
yeah,
them, too,
yeah.
So.
And the cat was just sitting in the tree watching the whole battle go
You he had already drug them back. His hounds drug them out, and I don't even know if he looked for the cat, to be honest with you.
Wow.
He was pretty upset, but
Wow, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it happens. It's
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
part of the playing the game, I guess. But
Yeah. Before we move off of calibers, so you got some smaller game. What are you using for some of these smaller deer? Or are you still using the 7mm or your pronghorn?
I use my 7. I have a 7/08 as well. And then I have a 6.5 Creedmoor, which a lot of people love to hate it. But I'll tell you what, it's the most accurate rifle I own.
It's funny because people are hot or cold on the Creedmoors.
Yeah.
They swear by them and it's the best thing, and others just love to mock them. So I don't know anything about that gun.
Yeah.
But it's funny to read online just the the passion either way with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the story with the Creedmoor like?
Well, I mean, I don't know. My wife and my daughter hunt as well, so they need something with low recoil.
Yeah.
And they shoot it well, and and it shoots well. Like it's like half-inch MOA. Like it's unreal shooting rifle.
Is it like a 243 or 270 or 308? Like what would you compare it to some of the older calibers?
I've only growing up, I shot a 30-06 that my grandpa gave me.
Yeah.
And then I went to my 7-rem mag. I had a 7 STW as well for a bit, but I couldn't get it to shoot good. And I have a 300 Win mag. So this 6.5 was totally new to me. I don't know what it's based off of, what it used to be. That cartridge might have been something else neck down to 6.5. I don't even know for sure. But it's a killer. It's deadly. The only thing but this is bullet choice too. I find that if you don't hit bone or something, maybe it's moving too fast, but it'll pencil right through. And so you don't get a good blood trail.
Sounds a bit like a 243 that way. Are you shooting 100 grains with that?
I'm shooting 130s.
Okay, so even bigger.
Yeah.
Well, someone's going to be listening, and they can tune us in on this 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm sure they will.
I feel like Chris, like the Fish and Game guy, he was saying that was like one of the most popular guns
It
out
is
there on the
for all
range
that
right
long
now.
range competitions are using it.
Yeah.
Pretty flat shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
What's on the bucket list for you now?
I got to stay home for a bit.
Come on, what are you talking about staying home for a bit?
I got to start ice fishing.
Yeah, there is no. I was wondering about that. I don't see any mounted fish in here.
No, I never have. I do fish.
You do fish, eh?
Fishing, yeah. I don't know. I went on just a spur of the moment. It was a cancellation hunt, so I went to Spain right just at Christmas time.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I got a couple ibex there, which was
ibex.
a great experience. Cool. But it was pretty cool. I got to stay home. I got some taxidermy to pay for.
Catch up on you.
Do some fishing at Maxwell Lake.
Yeah, do some fishing at Maxwell Lake. I got some priority on some animals in Alberta I got to burn up. So
Okay. Yeah.
Huh. I got another would you rather.
Yeah.
I think you got a couple.
I got a couple too. Yeah.
Okay. We're back to the dangerous animals because everybody likes those.
Is this the grizzly bear cougar one you got?
No, that one, we got to give that one at least a week rest, Would you rather kayak up a river full of hippos or walk through a pride of lions? You're probably dying either way, but What gives you the best chance of survival? Kayak on a river of hippos or walk through a pride of lions?
You think hippo's gonna, like, you kayak through, they're gonna jump out at you?
Well, let me give you some stats. Hippos kill 500 people a year. Cape buffalo, 200 people a year. Lions, 200 to 250 people a year. Elephants, 500 to 600 people a year. And you know what the highest is? I thought hippo was highest, but there's one that,
Rhinos?
think water. It's in the water with the hippos.
Oh, crocs?
Crocs.
Crocs.
But
Okay.
again, I think the reason it's so high, it's 1,000 people a year, is that, you know, your alligator crocodiles are very global compared
Right.
to
Yeah.
hippos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you context. Yeah, hippos, 500 people a year. They kill twice as much as lions, but so yeah, are you in a kayak in the river with hippos or walking through a pride of lions?
I'm gonna go kayak, I think. I just feel like the lions, you know, you're like, yeah, they're just following you a while. I feel like the hippos would ignore you. The lions might be a little more interested in you,
Yeah.
based on zero experience over there. But
How about you?
Wow, geez, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're gonna die either way. If the lions would kill you right away, it'd be all right. But if they would like just play with you like a mouse,
yeah,
that wouldn't be good. The hippos, you might actually drown before they kill you. So I'm gonna go with hippos.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, they'll snap you in half. I did listen to a podcast about a guy who'd been attacked by a hippo and they pulled him to the bottom of the river and just crunched on him, but he managed to survive.
Oh wow,
Yeah, just a
sheesh.
bad way to go.
Oof.
You got is it the Maasai? I've seen footage where three guys will walk in on a kill with pride of lions and steal it from them.
Yeah, they fake them out.
They fake them out just with spears. And it's just all, you know, so much in the animal kingdom. You got your Wolverine on the wall there. It's just posture. It's like,
Yeah.
don't mess with me.
Intimidation.
I'm top dog. And the lions, you can see them looking at these guys walking in like, are you crazy? And no, they're serious. And they just strut in there like, don't mess with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're grabbing the impala right from the lion's mouth and
Wow.
drag it away. But I don't know who had the balls to try
Yeah.
that for the first time.
Yeah. No
Next time you see a
kidding.
grizzly snacking on something,
Yeah.
you go in there
I'll give it a
and
go.
grab it. What are you going with, Scott? You going hippos or lions?
They're both terrible, right? I don't think I'd want to die in the water. I think
Yeah.
I'd rather die on land, and maybe I would try just to be super tough.
Yeah.
But they'll still tear me to pieces. I'm going down fighting.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you got like buddies you go with on these trips regularly then, Chris? Or like when you're going overseas, like, oh, you got to come with me?
Africa, it's fun to go as a group for
Yeah.
sure. Kind of the sheep hunts. I've taken my son.
Yeah.
He's come with me a few times. I don't know. You know, I like to just roll alone on.
Oh, really,
On
eh?
that stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of. Yeah.
Okay, here's a would you rather. So you got a hunting partner. Do you want a hunting partner that loudly unzips their jacket every 2 minutes or smells like super strong like bug spray, like enough to like melt plastic, it's just like that. Ugh. So loudly unzipping their jacket every 2 minutes or super strong smell.
Can you punch them out?
Well, you could, I guess, yeah.
I'm gonna go with a bug spray because
Yeah.
I can play the wind.
Okay. Yeah.
Not much.
You go down that way. Yeah.
Yeah, not much I can do with a zipper.
Yeah, that's a good call, actually.
That's what I was thinking too. Is I'm hopefully playing the wind anyway. So
Yeah.
even if he is stinky,
Okay. Yeah.
what do you do?
No, that makes sense. I wasn't thinking about the wind, but yeah, you guys are right on that one. Yeah. Okay, how about this? Okay, so you're 3 nights, you're alone. You want 3 nights with a knife in like the open savanna, like in Africa somewhere, or in like an Everglades swamp. You been down in the Everglades?
No.
Is there anything to hunt down there? Crocs?
Or gators. I think,
Gators?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the Everglades or where?
Or like the open savanna, like
African
Africa.
savanna.
Oh, I see.
With just a knife.
Just a knife, 3 nights on your own.
You know, yeah, like in lion country. If I could, the Everglades, you're kind of, can you get up a tree?
You could.
Yeah. Oh, I'll go with that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, I was doing Everglades too. I think the bugs would really get you. Chiggers, you heard of those? They bury into your skin. They're pretty nasty, but yeah.
What about those big anacondas though? They're like in the trees and
You know,
stuff?
I used to work with giant constricting snakes. They don't scare me a lot.
No?
I have been constricted by a python, and I've been bit by boas, so I have a bit of experience with them. They're not as scary to me as a lion or even a leopard or a Cape buffalo. I mean, you just feel like such a little rag doll out there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's their time to hunt too.
At night. Yeah. Yeah. When
If
you're
you
like,
can make fire, maybe that'll help you. But
Yeah.
hyenas too.
Yeah.
They'll take you out of a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
when you're hunting in Africa, do you feel like at nighttime, is it kind of like everyone's on guard?
No, we were in I guess it was fenced, but like a fence that stuff could come through. But
Yeah.
we were in a hard wall building.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
we weren't sleeping in tents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling like prey when you're a hunter.
Oh yeah. 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 We, I mean, as we were talking like the Wilmore too, so you're part of the Wilmore Wilderness Society.
Rocky Mountain Wilderness Society, right?
Yeah.
Rocky
Mountain
Mountain.
Wilderness Society.
Yeah. What do you guys got going on this summer? Are you guys going out to do some trail clearing or anything?
We are. I think the application has to go in yet to get approved, but we got a
Nice.
trail system plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spend quite a bit of time out there in the summer?
Yeah. 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 Some years, more than others, but always usually through the summer, I'll do probably 2 pack trips through the summer and then that
Nice.
2-week stint with the Rocky Mountain Wilderness Society.
Yeah.
And then whatever in the fall for hunting season.
What have you noticed lately? Like, is there more people out there nowadays, or is it declining, or
Since COVID, there's
Yeah.
definitely been more.
really? Eh?
Absolutely.
Riders or hikers or?
Both, but hikers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're taking your horses in, or are you teaming up with other?
I take mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the hunting like there now? A lot of people out hunting too, or you feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheep hunting stuff, it's tough. You hear all the stories from the old boys about back in, the 70s and 80s and
Yeah.
so-and-so, we were camped here and they were camped a mile down there and they shot around over there and they shot around over there. And I'm like, man, like, it's not like that.
It's not like that anymore?
It's not like that at all. Yeah, it's tough going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, sheep hunting became cool here,
Yeah.
in the last 10 years. And
Yeah.
everybody's out there. And I get it. It's awesome. Like, everybody has a right to be out there, but it's just not as quite as it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And Scott, you're doing a sheep hunting talk.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Go Wild Sheep Foundation
Wild
in
Sheep
Red
Foundation.
Deer. So I'll see you there, Chris. I'll be doing a presentation and selling my book. So this will come out before then. If you want to meet me, say hi. I'd be happy to chat with you there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Back to horses, if I recall, you've got a crazy story, age 19, where some horses fell off a cliff. So what happened there?
Yeah, I was working for an outfitter in the Yukon. The one that my dad had put in that word for. And his name was Rod Hardy. I think he's still alive, but I think he lives in Vancouver now. But anyway, out there we were hunting moose, and we had shot a moose just before dark, the evening before. So we, basically knocked the guts out of him and left him to take down the next morning. So we went back to the tent, but we had taken there was like a long ridge, and we went all the way down to where the ridge was a little more gentle, but it probably added a mile to to getting back to our tents. So we went back around, and on the way the next morning, we were like, well, we were kind of scoping out that face on that ridge, and I think we can get down there. There was some cliffy stuff, but I think we can get the horses and pick our way through the rocks. So we come up to the top of that ridge, and we're like, oh, okay, it's sketchy, but we better get off and walk. So I'm leading a pack horse, and this, again, I was leading my saddle horse, and I shouldn't have done this, but I put a loop in my lead shank on my pack horse, and I just put it over the saddle horn. And we went on this side hill trail, and the pack horse must have either bumped that tree or the ground gave away, but it fell.
Oh, jeez.
And basically
Strapped to you.
Well, strapped to the saddle.
Yeah.
And I pulled that saddle horse over, and I remember just grabbing the reins, trying to hold them, and they went down, and they fell down, I don't know how far it would have been, probably 20 feet, and they hit another ledge.
Oh, jeez.
And at that point, the pack horse had caught its footing, but the saddle horse just rolled over that ledge, and then I can still visualize it, pulled that pack horse over, and they totally disappeared out of sight for me for like 3 seconds.
Wow.
And then I could just hear this thump, thump. And they rolled out in the willows in the bottom, and by the time I got down there, they were just kind of laying there in the willows, just kind of grunting. And I'm looking at them, and I don't see any broken legs, but so we stripped all the rigging off them and just let them kind of chill for a bit, and then started beating on them, but these horses just jumped right up, just shaking.
Oh, man.
Just tied them up and give them a little bit and let them around, and they weren't limping or anything, and saddled them back up, and away we went. But I was pretty concerned for them.
I'm amazed they survived that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was too. Like, they obviously, it was soft enough where they landed. They must have landed on their sides and not tried to land on their legs or anything.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you're doing these horse trips out there, like, you got a few horses.
I got half a dozen.
Okay.
And it's perfect I feel it's perfect for 2 guys for the hunting that we do here.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you got quite the setup. It's just impressive coming in here. It's just like it's like a museum.
Thanks.
And each one of these has a story. I'm gonna take some pictures and post them on our Instagram if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like trying to remember the names. It's like, that's Kudu.
Yeah.
It's just it's incredible.
Well, folks can follow along with your Instagram adventures there too. What's the handle there again?
My name, I think, in reverse. I think.
Genert Chris.
Genert Chris.
I'll link it up on our feed there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see this giraffe and this lion. Your walls are almost full though, Chris. Like you're.
I gotta do some restructuring.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we can get more in here.
Build an addition.
Right. No, this is great. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man. This is like episode 100. I love this. I love hearing these stories. It's just, this is amazing.
Right on. Yeah,
well,
awesome.
it's inspiring because I feel like I'm an avid hunter, and I come in here and think, man, I've done nothing.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I got like some, I got the European mounts. Like, man, I got to get like a nice mount like this, and I got to talk. Your guy in St. Paul has got to be working full time for you. He's on the payroll. Yeah. I love it. Scott, your book, Radically Wild, #1 bestseller, and
keep it that way.
Just keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'm still doing the audio recordings in the basement. That, like I said, that's proven to be pretty challenging.
Yeah. That's
Public speaking's one thing, but recording without any ahs and ums and sniffles and coughs is, it's tricky. But folks, it'll hopefully come out by summer.
Yeah.
And if I put you to sleep, that's a good way to fall asleep. Just listen to the book.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
I appreciate this.
My mom said I had a face for radio, so here we are. I made it, Mom.
wildernesswavelength.ca. You can get a hold of us. We're going to do an episode 2 with questions. Let's do that soon too, Scott.
Wilderness questions. Send them. Harder the better.
We got a way you can leave a voicemail too. Go to our website. You can just record your voice, leave us a message, and we can play it on the podcast, which works out pretty cool. So, and we're 100 episodes in, so who knows what the next 100 are going to be like, but we've got some fun ones lined up. So, until next week, stay wild.
Wilderness Wavelength.